You really think someone would do that? Just go on the internet and tell lies?
Watch me.
Hello, welcome to a new year, 2026. I figured I should make a new video, put something out there, let people know what's going on, you know what I mean. But yeah, we're still out here car camping it, currently in an undisclosed location, but yeah, more on that later. I'll talk to you in a little bit. But yeah, we made it through the year. I'll probably remember 2025 as just about the worst year of my life. And from there, I mean, I feel like things can only get better. I don't expect this year to be any kind of like big, huge difference, you know what I mean? Because it's you're still on the way up kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, dang, 2025 was ultimately not fun for me, at least. But yeah, I hope it's not the same for everybody. I hope everybody else had some sort of blessing throughout the year. But yeah, the only good side of things is I was able to make it halfway to my goal. I mean, I did set a pretty unrealistic goal. I was trying to save $10,000. I did get up to about 5, so I can't be all too bad. I made it about halfway there. But yeah, it's New Year's. I'm gonna try to keep it positive, keep everything going, keep everything moving forward. Because I mean, you can't really move backward. The only thing you can do is sit still. You know what I mean? Been doing enough of that. So yeah, we're out here. Like I said, we're car camping again. There's the car in the background. Was thinking about getting a van. Looking at the payments on it, probably be about maybe $300 a month, plus the insurance. My insurance, I do have insurance currently, so I might be able to get like a prorated amount, towards the other policy with the new car. But yeah, I feel like, if I get a van, I'll have like just this much more leg room and I'll sleep that much comfortably. It'll be worth $300 a month. The only problem I'm having, man, is still just lack of hours at work. Luckily we made it through the holidays, and I heard, the company I was working for, or I am working for, it's they do kind of try to cut costs at the end of the year a lot, watch hours, that kind of thing. So it's just kind of been an awkward time, I guess, Q4. But yeah, hopefully things change here soon. Kind of looking at other jobs at the moment because the amount of time that they are giving me each scheduled week. But, so far the only thing I'm able to do, well, I was doing Uber, and something happened with that. Now I got my license changed when I moved states, and yeah, somehow I thought one way or another with all the computers that there are today, like there's literally about 1 billion computers on the planet nowadays, and they're all kind of like semi-connected to each other, So I just assumed one way or another Uber would have known that my license got switched over, but whatever. But yeah, they ran a background check, and then they said that, oh, your old license is suspended. And I'm like, well, duh. I'm like, I'm going to support, and I'm like, if this was really like a good background check, they would have found my new license too, don't you think? Like I think, give a 9-year-old enough time on a computer, I'm sure they would have been able to, they were doing a background check on me, I'm sure they would have been able to find my new state ID. But I don't know for sure, you know what I mean? Some of that's, it's like some of it is confidential and some of it is public information, you know what I mean? I guess just the right amount of it. Oh, man. But it is frustrating. But yeah, like I said, we made it through 2025. That was the big thing. Yeah, I'm just gonna try to just keep going out of the car. I'm, just pretty much just camping. Um, trying to get my point. I'm trying to get my bills all the way down to zero. You know what I mean? And then just every dollar I am making, just be stacking it on top. Minus maintenance, bills, and gas. But yeah, pretty much every dollar I'd make, just keep stacking it up. I don't want to necessarily hold USD either. You know what I mean? But hey, like I figure if I am looking at houses, and I'm kind of trying to price things, under 100K, whatever's left out there for under 100K nowadays. But yeah, I figured even to do that, I need to save 20 grand, and I don't know. By the time I get 20 grand together and saved up, I don't know, man. But yeah, just keep doing my thing, keep grinding out here, just keep moving, not getting peed on if I'm moving. Yeah, I don't know. So I figured since I am camping and I got pretty much about another year camping or so, I was halfway thinking, well, man, maybe I should go take off and do the trail. It'd be a pretty good time, But I also feel like, I don't know, for the next year, I might as well just keep working, doing something. Might as well, rather than being out there on the trail and just spending money the whole time. If I could kind of just keep putting it on the back burner for about another 5 years or so, hopefully in about 5 years time, I'll be able to just go ahead and do it whenever I want to. But yeah, I don't know, it's a dark picture that we're in today, at least from where I'm at. But yeah, for the most part, I feel like I'm starting to get the hang of things. I just keep moving. Even with the hours I'm getting, at least I'm collecting $200 a week. So Jesus Christ, you know what I mean? And it's the thing is, like, it's not that I don't want to work. Like, I do want to work. Like, I'm sitting here bitching for hours. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just not into 40 at the same time. Like, really what I want, what would be the dream? 3 tens, right? Just give me 3 tens every week. I'll show up, I'll bust ass, especially if you give me like 2 days and then a day off and then another day, like, geez, you know how sweet that'd be. Like, I feel like I'm actually living the American dream if I could find that. Just 3 tens. Just work me 3 tens. I'll come in, I'll bust ass, I'll work harder than everybody else in the building, give or take, you know what I mean? But man, I can't be there. I'm showing up 5 days a week and only getting 18 hours. Like, what? So you're taking 5 days from me that, it's like I can't even, like, if I knew, oh, I work Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and like if I found a second job kind of thing, if I had like 8 hours Friday, 8 hours Saturday, 8 hours Sunday, got 24 from that one job, and then go find another thing to do for like 15 hours a week, but I can't even do that yet. Like, I'm still waiting on management to kind of catch its reins, you know what I mean? And maybe when I get, hopefully, another couple months down, I'll be able to, tell them, like, look, I'll be a good guy, I'll be here all day for you, Saturday and Sunday, like, but don't put me on a schedule for just 3 hours, because it's like you're tempting me to call off, because, like, after taxes and the amount that I'm making, I'm basically giving them the whole day. Not necessarily, but, it's kind of, if you know that you're off Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday consistently, you can easier go find something else to do on that Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. But if you don't know it, your schedule's like in the air, giving them the Tuesday and then they only want to give you 3 hours, it's like, come on. Just doesn't work for me, like, Like, honestly, like, I don't know. And then the other side of it, it's like every single job is just like so stuck on 40 hours a week, stuck on getting as much productivity out of you as they possibly can without giving you a minute of overtime. Or if you can break overtime, you're lucky enough that you're not ending up with 38 hours at the end of the week. You know, you're lucky enough to maybe get 42. You know, and then so you're giving them, you're bending over backwards for them the majority of the week. You know, I don't understand why is anybody even doing that? Like, I understand you have bills and costs and, you know, the prices of things, but, you know, honestly, if we hadn't have been doing that for the last 100 years, we wouldn't need to work 60, 70 hours a week today. You know, and that's the biggest thing, is like, we're just too dialed in to just follow suit. You know, like, I can't believe there's not more people that are, you know, like, yeah, I'll work, but I only want 25 hours a week. You know, like, if you need to give me some more, I'll take some more, you know, because you are paying me. But I'm not really trying to lock down to 40 hours a week and give you all of my time every single week. No, it's not for me. I don't know. Just doesn't, you know, and then, like, the amount that the dollar is actually even worth, they seem to keep forgetting. You know, it's like, it's almost to the point now, it's like minimum wage ought to just be $20 an hour, because things are they're priced that way. You know what I mean? Especially when you look at housing, you know, and housing is only supposed to be about 30 or 40% of your income. But for where I'm at, it's going to be more about 80 or 90% of my income. You know, so then, like, you know, I can afford a house, right? But then how do I eat? You know, I would just kind of go the other way then. You know, it's like, well, screw the house, and then let me just kind of, like, I can more or less eat what I want. You know, I don't want to. Oh, I'm living indoors, but I got to eat ramen 6 nights a week. You know, it's like, I don't know, something. It's not budging right. It's not. It's really not. I can't believe any of us are even standing for it. It's, you know, just because they've made so much of our system. You know, like, we live in a debt-based economy. I get that. You know, but they've made so much of our system just like years of your life for anything. You know, and I don't understand. It's like we're imprisoned, but we're not. You know what I mean? I don't know. We're just their way of trying to landlock us all, I guess. You know, because I was just watching a video of people out in California, and this lady's struggling. She's got 4 kids. She was getting like $500 a month in food stamps, which is feasible. Kind of not even really enough, but, you know, and then the amount of money that she's making where she's at, she'll never make enough to even get out, you know. And then it's like that everywhere. Everybody's like that. I don't know. It's like me. I don't really want a car. I need a car because the car is kind of my apartment in a way, you know. So, but honestly, if I ever do find a house, I'm hoping I can find a house that's close enough I can just ride a bike to work, and wherever I end up, I should do work. I want to be able to ride a bike there. I don't want to depend on a car to get me to my job. You know, like, it just defeats the purpose to me. That's the other part of it. It's just like, you know, so if I'm spending, like I said, about 80% of my income is going to housing, the other, you know, 100 and, yeah, you know what I mean? Like, I got another 80% of my income somehow that I gotta put onto affording wheels to be able to even get to work. And it's just kind of like they got all of society this way, you know. Like, there's people, you graduate college, you know, you graduate college, you spent 4 extra years in school, you did the time, and then now you got to work somewhere that's an hour away or 2 hours away from your house, just because that's the only job. I don't know. It doesn't really make sense to me. Like, I don't know. And then by the time you pay off the student loan debts, you bought 2 houses. You know, so, like, yeah, you can go to college to maybe make some more money, you know, but you're going to ultimately have to buy 2 houses before you can retire, because the amount of debt that you're going to be in from going to school, you know. And I don't know, it's like another, like if I went to school, I'm not going to go to school to have to work a 40, 50 hour week somewhere. I went to school, you know, like I went to school, I got a bachelor's degree, I ought to be able to just do 3 10s, you know. So like, I don't know, dude. But yeah, you know, it's like they would so much rather just work you 4 hours a day, all 7 days a week, rather than just working you 3 days and then, you know, you can have another 4 days, have 4 days off every week, because you're still doing your time, you're still being a productive member of society, you're still out there grinding and making a paycheck, paying taxes before you even get paid, right? But for some reason it's better if we work you 4 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah, because it uses more oil, right? Yeah, you know, because me driving back and forth every single day to work can make just enough money to eat with, you know. Oh yeah, that's what y'all want, I guess. Yep. And then meanwhile, you know, all you see is fraud everywhere, you know. Like half of our tax dollars is just going straight to fraud, you know. It's terrible. Like, and the people were too ballless. We're too ballless to even do anything, and the government knows it. That's why they've gotten even worse, like in the last 30 years, basically. It's because they realize we're not going to do anything other than make videos about it, pretty much, at this point. Like, I don't know. But yeah, it's lame. It really is. Like, it's like, I don't know. I don't. I mean, I haven't been the best person throughout my life. I know that. You know, God is my witness and everything. But I don't feel like I've been as bad a person as the world around me reflects. You know what I mean? Like damn. Like the way the world around me, you know, it's like I might as well be on there. I'm not. You know, it's like I wouldn't want to. It's fucking stupid. It's slow suicide, in my opinion. It would be better if you could just commit suicide and get all the way out of the way, rather than spending 30 years of your life, you know, or if you even make it that long doing it, you know. And it's like, the world I'm living in, it's like I'm almost basically treated the same, you know. Like I don't feel like I'm asking for too much, you know. I would like a job that's not fast food, hopefully not in a kitchen at all, right? And yeah, it's like, what happened? Like, you know, and bitching at us to work. It's like, well, yeah, I want to work, you know, but I go to do the application to even Home Depot, right? A place an average male should be able to work. Not even trying to be sexist there. I know that came out the wrong way. But, like, you know, place an average person with a high school education. And it's weird. It's like nowadays, you are more successful if you don't graduate high school. It's almost like. It's kind of weird. I've seen it happen, like, every state. It's like people will give you more of an opportunity certain places because they know you're not a high school graduate. I've seen it. It's stupid. You know, for you not even being able to have the attendance, basically, because that's, I mean, come on, we've been to high school, about 80% of it was just showing up, you know. And then you fucking write your name on the right line, and pretty much you can get a diploma, you know. But you know, the people that didn't even actually do the time and get their diploma, they're business owners already, you know. And I'm fighting for hours pushing a mop around,